The snow whipped across the frozen countryside, stinging Wenceslas's cheeks as he gripped the reins of his horse. The cold seeped through his thick cloak, chilling him to the bone, yet he pressed on. Ahead, he could see the faint glow of a small village, smoke curling from a few chimneys, promising warmth and a meal for those who had none. Tonight, on St. Stephen's Day, he would not turn back. Tonight, the poor would eat. But how did he come to be riding through this merciless winter, risking frostbite and the unknown dangers of the forest? Years before, Wenceslas had grown up in the court of Bohemia, the son of Duke Wenceslas and Princess Drahomira. From a young age, he was different from many of the other nobles. While his peers played games of power and politics, Wenceslas spent his time visiting the village children, helping with chores, and learning about the lives of the people he would one day rule. His father, a strict and ambitious man, often scolded him for wasting time on the poor, but his mother, who taught him about faith and compassion, nurtured his heart. Wenceslas learned early that leadership wasn't just about crowns and laws, it was about serving others. As he grew older, the kingdom became tense with political intrigue. Wenceslas inherited the dukedom as a young man, and the weight of responsibility pressed down on him. But no matter the pressures of court, he never forgot those living on the margins, hungry, cold, and forgotten. He would often sneak out at night, quietly bringing bread, cheese, and warm clothes to those who needed them most. The villagers whispered stories of a mysterious nobleman who brought hope in the darkest winters, but few knew it was their own young duke. Now, years later, the snowstorm raged as Wenceslas rode, the leather of his gloves stiff from the cold, the horse's breath puffing out in white clouds. The wind howled through the bare trees like a chorus of ghosts, and the crunch of hooves on icy ground was the only sound breaking the silence. He could smell the smoke of distant chimneys and hear the faint, desperate cries of children in the village. His heart ached at the thought of empty stomachs and frost-bitten toes. The villagers watched in awe as the tall figure on horseback appeared through the storm. Some trembled, unsure if this man was a noble or a guardian angel sent by God. Wenceslas dismounted, his boots sinking into the snow. He handed out food and blankets, feeling the rough wool against his fingers and the grateful tears on his cheeks. One by one, he knelt to speak with each family, listening to their stories, sharing warmth, and offering hope. But the journey back through the forest would not be easy. The cold bit deeper now, the wind whispering threats through the trees. Wenceslas felt every muscle ache, every finger numb, yet he kept moving. The memory of his mother's teachings, the prayers of the poor, and his own promise to serve guided him through the darkness. Finally, after hours in the storm, he returned to his castle, soaked and exhausted, but filled with a quiet satisfaction. The night had been harsh, the journey treacherous, but he had fulfilled his duty, not just as a ruler, but as a servant of God and protector of his people. In the warmth of the castle hearth, with the scent of burning wood and the taste of simple bread and cheese, Wenceslas reflected on the night. The snowstorm outside raged on, but inside, hearts were warmed, hope was restored, and the spirit of generosity had triumphed. St. Wenceslas's act of kindness would not be forgotten. His bravery in the bitter cold and his unwavering compassion inspired generations, becoming the heart of the beloved carol, Good King Wenceslas. Even today, his story reminds us that true leadership is measured not by power or wealth, but by the courage to help others, especially when it's hardest to do so.
This story showed the power of kindness, but long before him, the greatest light came into the world, Jesus, born in a humble stable. Discover his story next.